Can you really heal your traumas? Well, the answer is yes and no. Let's get into it. When it comes to healing our traumas, every single person is different, and there are more factors involved in the process. And those are the type of trauma and its deepness. Secondly, your willingness to heal your trauma. Third is the type of therapy you are actually choosing. Fourth, your capability to accept your role as an adult. And fifth, we will be talking about, is psychotherapy actually effective in every single case? The first thing, the trauma and its deepness. What does actually trauma mean? This is actually relative to every individual in part, and it's actually related to our past experiences, especially our childhood. Of course, there are some events that can happen throughout our lives, like the death of someone we love, or war, or they are generally traumatizing. But we are talking like on a more general level, not these like traumatizing events that affect almost anyone. So let's take an example. You and me, we could be going through the same event. I will see it as traumatizing. You will not. Why is that? Because you are another individual with another set of characteristics, with other personality traits that you have actually built based on how I always like to call it, your main structure, your foundation, that is your childhood. So if you had a healthy childhood, you were supported by your parents, they had a secure attachment style one towards the other, you will most definitely handle better trauma than I would, for example, if I would come from a traumatizing home, from a parent who was an alcoholic, narcissist, and so on. So, like I said, we can't judge people because they interpret a specific event like they do, because they interpret it based on their own traumas. So the projection of everyone is literally different. No human being on this planet is the same. Second thing, your willingness to heal your trauma or your traumas. And what I mean by that is that usually people tend to cling to their traumas and as an excuse for events that happen in their lives. They do not take the responsibility, okay, this has happened to me, but I made the decision to react in a specific way. I let that thing get to me. Like, I make every single decision every second of my life. And there are people who are like seeing themselves as victims in this life and victims of their traumas because they're so attached to that trauma, they literally cannot let it go. In some cases, think about narcissists, they literally do not even acknowledge their traumas. So their self is so deep buried inside that they do not even acknowledge anymore the traumatizing events that they had. So there are people who walk on this earth and believe that they are the way they are with literally no reason. They don't try to dig deep because that is scary. That is scary for a lot of us because that involves work, that involves anxiety, that involves remembering things that we wanted purposely, we wanted to forget. So the fact that you are attaching yourself to that trauma and you don't want to let it go, that is actually pretty common. Third thing, the types of therapy. There are a variety of forms of therapy right now available for you. So what I would suggest, if you are committed and really want to take this step, before you invest your money, really inform yourself about the forms of therapy that are out there, because not anyone can relate to a specific form of therapy. So do your research. And after you have done it and you decided, okay, I want to do behavioral therapy, or I want to do hypnotherapy, or I don't know whatever it is that you decide, really inform yourself about the best psychotherapist that you could possibly get if he has the credentials to do the behavioral therapy or the hypnotherapy, and then check them out, like seriously, because you invest money in this, so you want to see results as soon as possible. So do not be ashamed of asking questions, of doing the research, because that is perfectly fine. Also, when it comes to a therapist, you need to be able to feel that bond with him or with her so that you are able to communicate freely. Because if you have that blockage and you are, I don't know, scared or ashamed to tell something to your therapist, there is literally not the point. You want to be as honest as possible. You want to get everything out. And believe me, they have heard worse. So do not think that you are special and maybe you shouldn't say this or that or I don't know what, because they have heard everything there is to hear. So stop with that. Tell your whole story. Get it all out. It's not embarrassing that you have had I don't know what thoughts, or maybe in your childhood something happened. Like literally get it all out. The fourth step is actually my favorite because it involves something that you have within your control right now before you even start with therapy, is that capability as an adult to take responsibility over your own life. Nobody can define who you are. Nobody can define your mood, your emotions, your thoughts. That is always you. And of course, shit happens in our lives, but we are the ones who make the decision. How long will this affect me? Am I allowing that person to offend me? We decide this every step of the way. And even though you will tell me, of course, wait a second, but it's my subconscious mind. Yes, but what is the subconscious mind? It's still you. Your subconscious mind belongs to you, and you decide whether you will let her control you or you will not let her control you anymore, because you are an adult right now and you know what's best for you, and it's not your childhood or past traumas. You are not living them anymore. You are living a different life right now, and you cannot resonate with what happened in the past anymore. And this is something that you can take action today. You do not have to wait for tomorrow or to start therapy. You can start to act as an adult today. The last thing that I wanted to point out is the question that I get a lot is psychology really enough? And this is a hard question for me because I have studied psychology and I love psychology and I continue reading psychology books. But there is a but. I do not believe that psychology is actually enough and will ever be, because we are not only our minds, we are our souls also. And in the years that I have studied psychology and only psychology, and I didn't go spiritually, I didn't see the results that I have seen since I started actually with this type of therapy, like spirituality. From my personal experience, the best form of therapy is hypnotherapy. I know I will be judged for saying this, but this is just my personal experience and I don't want to influence anyone by any means. I will make a video on hypnotherapy and hypnosis and a lot of misconceptions that go out around there because they are not true. But like when I really saw permanent changes in my life was when I combined psychology and psychotherapy with hypnosis. Like those were the moments when I saw the best results ever in my life. And I kid you not, I could quit a lot of things that I couldn't before. And I have literally never imagined that I would be capable of such results if it wasn't for hypnotherapy. Because what happens in hypnosis is we get access, not the hypnotherapist, we get access to our subconscious mind more easily than we do in psychotherapy. We get access by freeing, like the conscious mind that we have, by freeing it of thoughts, we get access to our subconscious mind and we realize more things and we make connections more easily with what happened in the past and why am I like this in the present and so on. So it's really amazing. I would suggest that you would try it out, but also, again, be careful that you find a good hypnotherapist because those sessions are like, you know, so yeah, this is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, please subscribe, like, whatever you like. Well, have a nice day. Bye.